Hello and welcome to CNG 124 Week 5. Had a question in the email. What are you supposed to do? Actually, this came up twice. So what were you supposed to do for Lab 5? There was like no question, no anything. Just make sure you have a submission for that and you will get a grade. Um, and that kind of leads into the next one. The Google Hangouts should just be a link that you follow and you click this link right here and it should take you to Google Hangouts. If it does not, there's something blocking your browser that is on your computer. So make sure you start to look at what add-ons you have currently. And then another email way that came in is when you message me and email me, make sure to do it within D2L. D2L is its own like little subworld in the existing world. Um, you can mail it to me. You can contact me, but I cannot contact you back. Now, if you do it from the outside world in, it sends me the message, but I can't reply back. It has to be within D2L in order for me to, and I'll show you guys here. Course materials, class lists. And then we'll look at me. So here I am glemos at ucourses.com. And if we go to the Front Range Community College, I'd be George.Lemos at frontrange.edu. And if you were to email me, I'd see it from like Nathan, or I'd see like ncook 3 at student.cccs.edu. So make sure that you do kind of pay attention to how you're emailing me to make sure that I can respond back to those emails, or those emails even get to me, because sometimes they won't even cross borders, which is kind of peculiar why one did. But always use Google Hangouts to contact me. It should just be easy as a link that you click on and you're able to get to me. And then I think a student named 256 asked a question, and I was at a late lunch yesterday and answered him. So let's see, week 5, we are jumping into subnetting 1 and 6. Hold on. And sorry about that brief pause. So this week, we are looking into bits to borrows, calculating subnet mask and prefix, and that leads us into our first subnetting 1 lab, which we start to use everything. I highly recommend you get a jump on this week's homework if you haven't already, and look at the PowerPoints, do the PDF, and then jump into the workbook assignments before even trying to tackle both of these, because it's going to make your life 10 times easier as you try to do the old-fashioned fixed block subnetting and borrowing bits. Basically, you end up with a table like this one. This one is good. I think there's one more that's better right here. This table right here is going to be your bread and butter for this course through into the end of the semester. This is going to be your bread and butter right here. My slide is just a little bit messed up because of formatting, but feel free to extract this table here and make it your own. We're starting with Class C, and that's what our homework is starting on. And here's how you're going to do it. We learned what a byte was at the first semester. We look here and we see that 8 bits are represented in this 4th octet, 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. That is our values. Once again, relating back to the very first of the class when we started figuring this stuff out, how to make numbers. And this table right here will be your, like I said, this will be your gold mine right here to help you do your homework effectively. And it's a great crutch to use to lean on until you master basically subnetting class A's, B's, and C's. You can see how many hosts you have available, how many there are usable, the number of subnets per each octet, or I should say each bit value, the subnet mask that changes, and then the prefix also. And then when you go through the reading, pay a lot of attention to what's going on when you start to subnet, and how you subnet, because we learned that 255.255.255.0 is the default, but now we have to start, instead of wasting, I don't know, 200 plus addresses, we're trying to make use of one whole subnet and divide that subnet equally at this time, to make it work. There's going to be a lot of questions on this one. The homework's going to be difficult just because we're applying everything we've learned, except for the MAC addresses, but we're applying everything that we learned to one thing and learning this whole how everything fits together, as a piece. You're going to get frustrated, but take breaks. I don't recommend working for 8 hours on this. Definitely take chunks and start to work through it. Once again, at some point, you're just going to get it, and it's going to make a lot of sense when you do, and you're going to wonder, how didn't make sense before. Review. Make sure you read the PDF and then do the work assignments and then do your homework, and that's going to how you're going to get the most success out of week 5. Once again, if you have any questions, reach out through Google Hangouts. If you can't join that link, there's something going on with your browser. There's something blocking your browser. You can uninstall. You can basically uninstall any browser and reinstall it. Edge, you just uninstall it and reinstall it. Google Chrome do the same thing. Firefox do the same thing. Just be aware of what add-ons you have, because they could be blocking that Google Hangouts link. And make sure you pay attention where you email me from too. Sometimes those emails don't go through. They go to, think of D2L as its own little universe, not accessible to the outside. And with that, have a good week. Reach out. I will do my best to get everything graded on time this week. And that's